Hey everybody, we're back. Episode 35. We're just pumping them out, man. One right after the
I was
other.
just gonna say that. Non-stop.
We're a little delirious. We are trying to get these in the books. And by the time you see this, we will be on tour and we may have met a lot of you already. So I'm excited to be back. And this is the last episode we're going to pre-record before we leave on tour. So
Yeah.
pretty cool. I'm pretty proud of us.
Yeah, number 35.
Number 35. I'm pretty proud of us. That's cool. Boom. So you were going to talk about, what were you talking about right now?
Oh yeah, I wanted to share because we just picked up the kids from the airport. They just got back from Phoenix, Arizona. Is it Phoenix, Arizona? I think they were participating in the WNBA All-Star Weekend or whatever it was, right? Right.
Yeah, but they weren't in the game.
No,
they were
no,
just
no.
there. Like, yeah, it was a brand deal that they
Yeah.
did. Yeah.
And talking about how packed it was, and the atmosphere was amazing.
popping.
It was popping. There's so many fans now. It's so huge now, and we were talking a lot about the future of it because basketball is my number one love.
Yeah.
It always has been. I love it. I love watching it, and it's amazing where these women, personal opinion, are taking it. Right, like these new rookies from college have joined the ranks, and they're just upping their game. I think I read a post the other day where they just signed with a new media group. It's like something billion,
2.5 billion.
yeah, which
deal.
ups all those girls' women's salaries,
Mm-hmm.
which is amazing. They're breaking records. I mean, it seems like the future of the WNBA looks like it's going to be even better.
Yeah, no,
Right?
it's definitely like taken its course.
Yeah.
And it's like just now, which is sad in and of itself that
Sure.
it took this long for it to like people to start noticing.
Sure.
But that just goes back to all of that's the reason why Title IX was invented, because they were putting all the money in men's sports in college. And so now literally just this year,
Yeah.
it seems like it's getting really popular,
Yeah.
which is exciting.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I was because our eldest, Dason, has become a big fan.
I know.
Loves watching it, right? And so we have that in common. I love basketball, so we talk a lot about it. And so a lot of my I don't know what you call it, the For You page or whatever, a lot of that is basketball, right? Because that's all I love to watch it. And a lot of them are women. And I was sharing with my daughter, I saw a bunch of young, I don't know, it could be high school, but I don't think so, but it's college women dunking. Like, and I was like, they're just getting more athletic, more explosive.
Yeah.
I can only imagine in the future of this All-Star game that the kids just came back, they're going to add the dunk contest in there.
I know.
You know
Tay
what
was
I mean?
like, I really hope they do that.
Yeah.
I'd love to watch women dunk because it's crazy. I've never seen it before.
Yeah.
Or not often. It's very
Yeah.
far and few in between.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I like that. Honestly, there's been amazing women basketball players throughout the years.
Right.
But it took, of course, Caitlin Clark, right? I don't mean to put a downer on that because she's amazing.
Sure.
But, she's not the only good one, right? But that's the only one that's getting pressed. But hey, who cares? We'll take it,
Yeah.
right? Open the door and let everybody
Yeah,
in.
let everybody in.
Yeah.
I know there was plenty of old school players back that started with the WA that brought it about, which is amazing in itself. But this is just another level, I think, right? As they get better, as they get more athletic, more explosive.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just amazing to watch.
Well, I think the women have always been athletic. We just never had a chance to shine in that, or, that capacity.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, I'm just saying like,
They're going to get even crazier than they already are.
yeah,
Okay.
just like in men's sports.
Yeah.
In football, these guys are faster. They're stronger. They recover faster.
Yeah.
They're quicker. I mean, it's just that, you can't hang on forever. I feel like that in sports. Like, so as you age, new people come in, the training is different. The training is better. And that's why you see more videos of these young women dunking, man. It's amazing.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
My favorite part of like Caitlin Clark's come up was when these boys decided, did you see that story? These boys decided to get together. Like, I don't know if they were a fraternity or if they were just a bunch of shitheads that were all hung out together, but they went to her game because she was like getting traction her senior year. I think she was, did she graduate? I don't know if she graduated or did she leave early? I don't know.
I'm not sure.
Well, anyway, this last school year that she was in, she these shitheads decided to get together and go into the stands and boo her the whole game.
Oh, I've never seen this.
You never seen it?
No.
You guys should look it up. It's pretty amazing, and here's why. Because they would boo her like from the beginning, and they were like, "Yeah, boo," and then it just fueled her.
Sure.
So what did she do? She went and had like her record high scoring, shooting threes from like one end of the court to the other. Like she was just killing him. And then you see the people across the way filming these assholes, right?
Yeah.
As the time goes on, it like time lapses, and then you see their faces like. Because now they can't say, what are they going to boo? Boo her making points for the school that they go to? So stupid, but that was awesome.
Yeah.
So now the come up is here and all these women. And Dason was saying that there was like the biggest, because it was the All-Star game.
Yeah.
And it was the biggest crowd. They were being told, this is the biggest crowd we've ever had. And it was like over 16,000 people.
Yeah.
And Drew was telling me the best part about watching all of that. First of all, I forgot how I love sports.
Yeah.
She said it was super fun, and Dason was having a blast. But she said the coolest thing that I saw was dads with their daughters watching the game and little girls going nuts. And I'm like, oh, it made me tear up.
Yeah.
I
And
love that.
she mentioned the little girl behind her knew all the players.
Yeah.
Oh, she did this.
Yeah.
And she knew all the stats. And she's like, it was so awesome to hear, you know?
Oh, man, I love that. So, you know, and I love, what's her name?
Alyssa.
Healy. I should know her. She's the only Samoan Polynesian on these teams. They saw her last night too. We didn't get a chance to talk to her, but I thought, look at us Polynesians coming up. I love that.
It's awesome.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So anyway, speaking of little kids,
Yes. Topic.
we were talking about, I did a post the other day because I saw, I don't know why, but a bunch of TikToks started coming up on my For You page about, you know, young girls drinking, and they were like, woo, having a good time. Hey, more power to you, having a good time. But they all had White Claws. And I don't know why these ones kept coming up in a row, but there was like White Claw here, White Claw there. And they were like, you know, you punch a hole in the side of it. I forgot what it's called. And you like
chase it or whatever. I don't
No,
know what that
it's
is.
like, I forget what it's called. You puncture it and you drink it. It's like you're supposed to shoot it, you know, whatever. And it was a White Claw. And I was thinking, White Claw? Dude.
No Trulies in there?
Dude, even a Truly. I would truly be embarrassed thinking that was, no, I'm just kidding. And that's me being a Gen X, right? Yeah. So
I've had them. And you
what,
know,
the Trulies?
Yeah, I've had Trulies.
No,
before.
I know.
I don't mind them.
Listen, I'm the first whore to drink a Truly. I love, we go somewhere, I'll drink a Truly. I can't really drink them anymore because they have so much citric acid in them. It hurts my tummy. That's called getting old. But the White Claws, it's like drinking a Coors Light. You know what I mean?
It is.
There's some really good IPAs out there, and then there's Coors Light, right? I mean, the White Claw is like drinking a Celsius, dude, without the energy. It's like, anyway, and no shade. If you drink White Claw, fucking more power to you.
Yeah.
But it just made me think, and this is how I came up with this topic, was, man, they ain't built like us anymore, man. Because when I was that age, and even underage drinking, we don't condone that, okay?
We didn't say that.
But we all know you fuckers do it, right? Even our kids do it. We know you do it. And, you know, us parents, we did it too when we were younger, right? But we didn't drink stuff like White Claw, man. We drank stuff like Mad Dog, right?
Mad Dog 2020.
2020. Cisco, Night Train, fucking Everclear. Like, dude, that's literally gasoline.
I know.
Like, it'll take the paint off your car. So we were like, that's what we drank.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm sure across the country, you guys had your own drinks that were like literally drinking propane. It was, I don't even know if you can drink propane because it's like air, but like that, you know what I mean? How are we still alive is what I want to know.
Yeah.
But I saw these, you know, these girls having a good time, drinking White Claws. And I was thinking, fuck, dude,
way different.
I think the closest thing we had to a White Claw was Zima. Remember Zima?
Yeah, or like a wine cooler.
Wine cooler. Yeah,
maybe?
Bartles and James wine coolers.
But even back then, I remember those things were like in 2-liter bottles.
I don't know. I don't
I
remember
remember you could buy a wine cooler. It was like a 2-liter bottle. You could buy it at 7-Eleven.
No, you're thinking. No, you know what you're thinking.
Am I thinking of something different?
You're thinking of something different. You're thinking of like Cisco, because that was like it's like a wine. Or you're thinking about what did Nikki Cannon tell me or
Boone's Farm.
Boone's?
Well,
yeah.
those were in glass bottle, weren't they?
Yeah.
Boone's Farm was in, but I'm thinking about 2-liter bottle. You know, the plastic 2-liter of soda. They used to have wine coolers in those.
What I'm saying
Or
is
is it a
I've
1 liter?
I've never seen a 2 liter. That's like a 2 liter of soda. I've never seen that.
Well, because one time, me and my brother, we like back in those days, no kids, we would eat like Little Caesars pizza and a full on wine cooler.
I don't think it was a 2 liter.
I might be exaggerating, but I just remember it was in a plastic giant bottle, like a 2 liter bottle. It could have been a 1 liter.
Were
I
you
don't
guys
know.
doing this on your own? Because I wasn't there.
Yeah, well, we did it a couple times. Me and him.
Without me. Nice. No, I'm just kidding. No, but the whole point of that is
Sure.
I was looking at this and I was thinking all the stuff we used to drink.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, this is not, we did things way different.
Yeah, just different.
And honestly, this makes us sound super old because I remember my dad got back in the day when we didn't have that. And I was like, all right, oldie, but goodie, whatever. And now here we are.
We're the same. We're in that
Fast
similar
forward,
position.
Here we are. But
Yeah.
it's true. And I've been seeing this trend go around saying, hey man, like the millennials and the Gen Ys, they're like, don't fuck with Gen Xers, dude. They don't fuck around because they're made different. They're built different. And we are.
Yeah.
So that's what made me think of this topic. Let's talk about how we grew up as kids versus how kids are growing up today.
Sure.
Perfect example. So where I was going with that is I did a post
Yeah.
and it was just text. And I said, we grew up on Mad Dog 2020, Cisco, and Night Train. Y'all are grown up on White Claw. We ain't the same. And I have never gotten so many comments and DMs ever. And mainly because they're from Gen Xers going, me
Sure.
too,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
And that's when Nikki chimed in and said, oh, I was a lightweight. We did Boone's. I'm all, Boone's was badass, dude. You can buy that at 7-Eleven for like
Yeah.
$1.50.
Yeah, it was like cheap wine, right?
Yeah, and it was like this big.
Yeah, it was like Boone's, and then you had Strawberry Hill.
Strawberry Hill.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I was drinking Night Train and Cisco. And
Hey.
Cisco, look it up. Cisco is like a fermented wine too,
Yeah, it's bad.
but it was full of sugar and alcohol. I think the alcohol content on that was like 12% or something like that. It was pretty high.
It was pretty insane. It's like, oh.
Yeah. And it was like, you just drink it and you go, good stuff. And you just keep drinking, smoking my cloves like an idiot. Do you remember that?
Oh my god.
Damn, break dancing, right? Yeah. So anyway, so we're gonna talk about that today. We're gonna talk about how us badass Gen Xers grew up versus how kids are growing up these days.
Yeah.
Right. Let's talk about when we were little, and this I was laughing making this list.
When you say little, you mean like
when I was I'm not talking about drinking when I was little.
Yeah.
Although I kind of did. I told you I was drinking my dad's beer at like 8. I would take 2 sips and then fill it with water and then take it to him.
No, we're talking about the age where we started drinking, hanging out in parties.
That's
right?
not what this whole thing's not just about drinking.
No. But
Yeah.
it's just the way we grew up.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
Hello?
No, because you say when I was little, and I was like, oh,
You didn't let me finish what I was saying.
I'm sorry.
Hello. How about we just be an intentional listener? Then you can respond.
I'm just excited about this topic because I want to share.
Okay, but listen to
Sorry,
me
yes.
before you jump in.
Of course.
We are going to talk about how we grew up as kids at all different ages versus how kids are growing up these days. And I'm going to have a compare and contrast.
Sure.
Are you with me now?
Yeah. I'm just saying I got lost into that drinking thing, and I had all these stories when we used to
Yeah,
drink.
no shit.
But there's more to it than just the drinking. So I'm sorry, I'm not alcoholic.
Just kidding. Do you want to share some more drinking stories before I get into that list?
No. I
Okay.
will as we go along, but
Okay.
I get it now.
Okay, so let's talk about how like when you were younger,
Sure.
and we had to play outside,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
We had to play outside. Like my dad would like say, go outside and don't come back in until the street lights come on, right? But kids, we were outside all the time.
Yeah. Nonstop.
And we weren't the kids who were like, I'm bored. I'm bored. We would be like, okay, today we're going to play restaurant. Or today we're going to tie a rope to the back of my brother's bike and I'm going to get on the skateboard and we're going to play whip it and see how fast he can whip me around without making me crash and knock my teeth out. Like we used to do crazy shit all the time.
My brother we used to go in our front yard, and my older brother used to lay on his back and put his, hike his feet up, and we'd sit on it, and
And he'd catapult you?
freaking launch us across the lawn, right? If you landed on your feet, you're badass,
Yeah.
but 9 times out of 10,
If not-
you ain't shit. So there was a neighbor kid I just made friends with. He was a young kid I just made friends with.
Yeah.
And he saw us doing it, and he came here. What are you guys doing? And we were telling him what we were doing, and we were all just getting fucked up. Rah, rah.
Yeah.
And he goes, I want to try it. And then he gets on, and we're talking like different size kid, because all these Samoan kids, my brother was launching, it was fine. But then the little Mexican kid got on, he like literally launched him across the street, and he literally ate shit. He started crying, and I was like, oh no, we're gonna get in trouble.
Did you guys run inside the house?
My brother ran in the house, but I had to take him home because he was all fucked up.
Was he like 20 pounds?
No, like I took him home, and I was like, I'm so sorry to his mom. And then you see him in the car, and they're driving him like they're going to the hospital.
Did he go to the
I
hospital?
don't know if they went to the hospital, but I felt so bad. I never saw him again after that.
Damn.
Yeah, I just made friends with him. He was a pretty cool kid, and then my brother launched. Like, we're just doing stupid shit as kids, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm talking about. Like, we were never bored. And if we were, we would, for whatever reason, if we were bored, we would make up a game that someone could potentially die. Like that.
Yeah.
I can imagine 5 kids in the front, 5 Samoan kids in the front yard, barefoot, fucking launching people across the driveway.
He was trying to get us to go farther.
Yeah, and then did someone stand there and go, okay, this is where the last person landed.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
this is the winner.
Exactly.
Yeah. I don't know what it was, but it was always like, hey, let's see what we can do because we're bored.
Yeah.
And then I remember on Friday nights, we used to go to my auntie's house, and she had 3 boys.
Oh, more.
And then,
More stuff to do.
Yeah. And then, but they were playing poker, and they would drink and smoke, smoke weed or whatever. And they were like, get out of the house, go in the garage and play. And we were like, oh, and the only time we can come in is if it was time to eat.
Yeah.
And most of the time they ordered pizza, right?
Yeah.
So I love going to my aunt's house. And so, mind you, I'm the only girl, right? So it's like my 3 cousins, my brother, so 4 boys and me.
Yeah.
And then one day we were like, first we'd have a dance contest. Then we would have like lip syncing contests, right? We didn't have karaoke at that time. Like, we were just pretending, doing dumb shit, right? And then one day my cousin Paul goes, yeah, you know what we should do? I just got these new boxing gloves. We should have fight night. And we were like, yeah, let's do fight night. So we would box in the garage.
That's so awesome.
And I don't know, I think I was like maybe 8 or 9.
Sure.
And my brother's older. My cousin Paul, who's the oldest out of, actually Ski was with us too. My cousin David. So there was 5 boys, just me. Yeah. I'm only girl. And my cousin Ski at the time, I think, mind you, I'm like 8 and he was like 16.
Yeah.
And I'm boxing him. Full on, like no holding back, right?
Yeah.
And so it started off fun.
Sure.
And then we're like, cool. And then it's like we're bored and we go eat and then we're watching movies, right? Yeah. Then we come back and they're like, fight night next Friday. And we're like, yeah. Then it got really exciting. Then it got real competitive.
Yeah.
Then it was like, I'm going to knock your teeth out. Because my cousin punched me straight square in the face. Yeah. My nose started bleeding. And they were like, oh, no, don't. Because that was one rule my dad had. Yeah. My dad was the biggest male chauvinist, misogynist on the planet. But the one thing was, don't hit girls. Like, don't touch me, right? Or my sister. And so they knocked, they damn near broke my nose. Sure. And then I was like, and they were like, oh, and I stood up and I was like the Hulk. I was like, I'm gonna kill you. And then it was like, okay. And then we had trainers. Like my brother was my trainer, and then they're like massaging me from behind, and I'm like, and my nose is bleeding. I'm I'm gonna fucking kill you. And it was my cousin Evans, and I whooped the shit out of him because he like damn near broke my nose. Yeah. Then it was like, and then they were like, you're gonna have to kill her, dude. You have to kill her. Just let her win, or she's gonna kill you. So that's how we played. Yeah, man. That was how we played. And then you look at the kids today, they don't want to go outside. No. They're on the computer all the time. Yeah. They're on social media, video games. Yeah. You know what I mean?
It's incredible.
And it's like they never go outside.
It's like their connection is through the screen. Yeah. You know what I mean? Where when we were young, it was face to face. It
was face to face, man.
All the time.
No phones. No pagers until later, right? Yeah. Like if we didn't call home, nobody knew where we were at. Yeah. And there was no way to get a hold of us.
Yeah, I was gone. I was gone, man. I was never home until the street lights came on. Then I had to get home. But for the most part, I was never around. And the way my mom would punish me because if I did stupid shit, she said, "You gotta stay in the house now. Yeah. You're not going outside." Yeah, I would die.
Yeah, please. Yeah, I'll clean the bathroom every day. That was me too. Yeah, my dad could whoop my ass. Yeah, and he did quite often because I was always in trouble.
Yeah, same.
But the only way, and I didn't care.
No.
I'm like, oh, it's okay.
I'd take it.
And then I'd go outside and play. But if he told me I couldn't play sports, I couldn't be on the cheer or dance team, or I couldn't go outside with my friends,
Oh man.
kill me.
I'd
Just
lose it.
kill me.
Lose it.
Kill me. And that's how when the girls were little,
Yeah.
like Drew got to the point where like nothing would make her like listen.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, go sit in the corner.
Yeah.
And I was like, for me, I was like, oh, that's white people shit. Like, I'm like, you're on timeout. And so we never did that. But then nothing helped. Nothing. No. She would just keep being bad. And so I go, you know what? Go sit in the corner.
Yeah.
And then she's like, what?
Yeah.
And then she would be sitting in the corner crying. Yeah. And then she'd be looking back like this going, ah! And literally she only lasted like 2 minutes. She was devastated. And then I said, okay, you're done. And then I didn't have to put her in the corner for very long because like her having so much FOMO of us. And then we would play cards and do tea parties and stuff on purpose just to make her like, I want to play. Turn around, put your nose in the corner. Ah! You know what I mean?
Just different.
So different.
Just different. I mean, like it's just way different now. I'll be honest too, with my kids, like Drew, Jason, like raising them, I didn't want them to go outside.
So yours was based on fear.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Well, of course, both of us were. But like honestly, when the girls were growing up, like they were in so many sports
that too
that they didn't have time to grow up like us and be out in the streets and do shit. Like yeah. So no, I get that.
Yeah.
But the kids these days, like, and that's why I fully believe that's why mental health issues are so high now.
Oh, it makes sense.
Because the kids don't have that human connection. And you have to have it. Look what happened during COVID.
Oh, for sure.
It's like to you.
Yeah.
You were, that wrecked you.
Yeah.
Mentally.
Yeah.
And it took you a couple of years to like get over that and be out and social and whatever. Yeah. And still kind of weird. You know what I mean? So if COVID taught us anything, it was that. Like you need human face-to-face connection.
Social interaction. Yeah. Correct.
So, and I think it's cool. Like get your kids outside.
Yeah.
Just keep an eye on them. Make sure you can see them. They can see you kind of thing. But I just thought it was funny, man. The way we played. Yeah. We would play dangerous ass games to the point where like people were getting hurt.
Yeah. Zero supervision.
Yeah.
Zero.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember we used to play football a lot in the streets, and then like the cars were getting in the way, and we were like, oh, let's just go to the church. There was a church at the end of the block, had a giant grass field. So we'd end up on that grass field every time. And there was no one watching us. Yeah. We'd be out there for hours. Just like running each other over.
Yeah. We used to play tackle football in the street, the street with no shoes on.
Yeah.
Crazy.
I know.
Right? Anyway, okay, so that's that's one difference between us and how the kids are going up today.
Yeah.
The other one is activities, right? So think about this. Like, I know when the girls were growing up, they were in so many sports, so like they didn't really have a lot of options to do stuff.
Sure.
But the only things they really did when they did do activities was what? Go to the movies.
Yeah.
And what else?
I think they hung out with their friends a few times.
Like at the homes.
Yeah.
But I'm talking about activities.
Oh.
And here's where I'm going with this. When we grew up, we had things like, we grew up in Orange County, so we had the skate ranch.
Yeah.
Remember? It was like a roller skating rink.
Yeah.
But it was like, you were cool if you showed up there on a Saturday, right?
I remember begging my mom to go.
Yeah. And like, it was weird because it was like called the skate ranch because outside it looked kind of like a little ranch and there was like live roosters everywhere.
Yeah, it was like a farmhouse kind of. Like the way it was built.
Man, we used to pay, like, I remember my dad would go like, I'll drop you off, but you got to have your own money. He wouldn't even pay for me to go do that. So it was like $1 to get in or I don't know. Yeah. And damn, I sound so old. It was like only $1. Like, but we had stuff like that. We'd go to the mall for hours. We'd get dropped off, or I would take the bus. You probably got dropped off if you ever did the mall thing.
I never did the mall thing.
Oh, okay. So I did the mall thing, and then we're talking the 80s, right? We'd take the bus to the mall, and we would stay there for hours. Like, and that was a place to, in my day, when you said, we're going to hook up, that meant you were going to meet people and maybe make out. Today, hookup means something way different than that. And I get it, I'm old, but back in the day, we used to go to the mall for hours. So like when I watched Stranger Things, when they were in that mall, and it was all set in the 80s, I was like, damn, I remember those days. Yeah. I remember those days, the stores, Miller's Outpost, right? Like just crazy cool memories about and hanging out in McDonald's, you buy one meal and you're sitting there for hours. All your friends are meeting, and then there's boys meeting across the mall right there. Like that's what we did, right? So we did the skating ranch, we did the mall, we did Knott's Berry Farm.
I never went to Knott's Berry Farm. I didn't go to Knott's Berry Farm till I was an adult on my own.
That's because you grew up in the church. But for me, I was running amok. So at Knott's Berry Farm, you guys, this is in Southern California, they used to have this thing called Studio K. And that's where we'd all go to, find a boyfriend, find a girlfriend. But they turned it into like a teenage nightclub kind of thing. And people were breakdancing their asses off and competing. And it was just crazy. There was no alcohol involved because it was like an underage kind of thing at Knott's Berry Farm.
Yeah.
And I was like, dude, that was freaking cool.
Yeah.
Right?
I was heard about it. I never got to go though.
Dude, it was in the 80s. That's when Electric Boogaloo came out.
Sure.
Like, look these things up. If you don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, look them up on Google. And I remember one of our friends, he went to a different high school, but he was like, we all knew him. He was in Electric Boogaloo.
No way.
Yeah. And his name was Chucky. He was a backup dancer, but I remember we all went to the movies
just to see him.
And when he came on the screen, there was probably 100 of us. We were like, screaming for him. And the people who didn't know what, they didn't come with us. They were like, well, what the fuck is going on? That's our friend, And he was like a star. So sometimes he'd come to Studio K and everybody would be like, Chucky's here. Oh my God. You know what I mean? So actually, it wasn't high school. It was junior high when we did this. So can you imagine junior high, 10, 12 years old, dancing your ass off at Knott's Berry Farm?
Yeah.
That's what we did as far as like activities, the skate ranch and doing all that stuff.
Sure.
Today, what do? They go to Sephora. They go to Starbucks. What else do they do?
Go to Sephora.
Wait, no joke. That was like the whole thing like last month and the month before. All these little junior higher girls going into Sephora and being a bunch of dicks to the people who work there and wanting all of this skincare. You're 12.
Really?
You don't need hyaluronic acid on your face right now, sweetheart.
You should have pure skin at that age still.
They do. You know what I mean? And so it's this big thing of like Sephora workers coming on TikTok and making videos about how these little girls are a bunch of assholes, a little bunch of mean girls.
Wow.
Yeah, and fucking up and using the sample makeup. Yeah. Nice. Put all that germs on your face. Nice.
I think they still do the mall thing too, right? Because I've seen them. The groups of young women, they still go to the mall.
Maybe, yeah.
To this day, right? That's a big thing, right? There's like more, I don't know, it seems like there's more, like amusement park. Like you see more of them in groups at Disneyland, not like.
I don't see a lot of groups of little girls. I see parents with kids.
Okay.
But I don't see,
Oh, I see what you're saying.
You know what I mean?
There's always someone watching them. There's always,
which I get. But like Disneyland, safest place on earth, right?
Right.
We used to go to one time I went to Disneyland, and that's because my aunt gave me money for my birthday, and I bought my own ticket. But I remember a bunch of us got dropped off at Disneyland.
Yeah.
No parents, we just went. And I'm sure you guys do this. I just don't see it, but I do see little hordes at, like all these kids at Starbucks or at Sephora. They walk in little packs,
Yeah.
Or they hang out in like the courtyard by like the place we're at.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure. I mean, that's all I see. And I could be totally out of touch and like, oh no, we do all this, but I don't see it. Cause even the girls, when they were growing up, they didn't really do that with friends either. And no one invited them. Hey, we're going to go hang out at the mall today. You want to go?
No, it's just, that's what I'm saying. We're more hands-on, I think, as parents.
Yeah.
Raising the kids, right? Whereas before, my dad is like, I just work.
Yeah. Just, hey, don't die and be home before the lights come on on the street.
And don't do anything to piss me off.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. I don't even want to hear you. Yeah. Yeah. So those are the activities that I thought about.
Yeah.
And then I thought about like how you get from point A to point B.
Oh, right.
We walked
everywhere.
Everywhere. We walked or I took the bus a lot.
I never took the bus. I always walked.
Yeah.
So when we were young, I remember at one point we were all going to the same school. This is when we lived in Orange County, right? High school, junior high, elementary, we were all in one school. It was John Muir Fundamental. Anyways, we would walk to school. It was literally, I want to say 3 miles. 3 miles one way, 3 miles back, right? And so my older brother would say, hey, walk back there. Don't walk. And And then, so he said, "Take, we're going to school. I'm going to start walking and I'll tell you when to start walking." So he would walk like down the block and then he'd yell back, "Okay, you can walk now." And so I walked back there just watching him. And so that's how we walked to school every day.
Yeah,
every day.
that's such like big brother shit.
Yeah.
Like, hey, I don't know you, so walk behind me and pretend you don't know me.
Yeah, but we walked.
Yeah, and my brother would tell me that too, and I'd be like, "Fuck you, dude." And then I would like tailgate him, and he's like, "I'm gonna fucking kill you." And I was like, "Whatever." I do shit on purpose, and he would get so mad at me because we had to walk to school.
Yeah. And I know you can relate because there were times where we always walked by this car dealership. It was I can't remember the streets it was on. We would always walk by it in the dead heat of summer.
Yeah.
And there was a place where you could walk in and catch some air,
Yeah.
right? Like, and then drinks, they had like cold water in there. So we would always cut in there. Just all these little brown kids cut in there, drink water, kind of stand there. and then make our way out. And then there was like a 7-Eleven another block or two down. Then we'd go in there, stand in there for a little bit. But I mean, this is the shit we did as kids.
Yeah.
You know, we didn't know any different.
Dude, there was a car wash by our house.
Yeah.
Like, it was across the street,
Yeah.
but it was down the ways.
Yeah.
And we'd go to that car wash because they had video games.
Yeah.
And it had air conditioning.
Yeah.
So we would be bored in the summer and we'd be like, let's go to the car wash. And we'd go to the car wash and we'd have our quarters and we would play a video game. And then if we ran out, we would like kind of just, because it was a waiting room. So we would just sit there and some people would come and like start playing video games and then we'd all run behind them and go and just watch.
Because you're no more money.
Because we had no more money. Yeah, we used to do that all the time, man. That's crazy. So like going back to the topic though of like we would take the bus and walk everywhere versus, you know, kids who get cars as soon as they're 16 or Uber. Like, Jesus Christ. My son thought we were the Uber. Me, Dason, Drew, Billy,
Me.
you. And he would be like, I think I had mentioned this before though, but he'd text me and he goes, "Mommy, I need your help." And I'm like, "Yeah, buddy, what's up?" I'm thinking something's bad happening at school. And he goes, "Can you bring me a fork? I forgot my fork for my lunch." Because he brings his own lunch. And I go, "No, I'm not. Are you being serious right now? No, I'm not going to bring you a fork. Eat it with your fingers. What the fuck?" Like, this is the difference between us. And first of all, we never even had money to even have a nice lunch.
No, I ate lunch at the school.
Yeah,
I got the free lunch. Yeah. My
The
mom
free-
signed that at the beginning of the school every year. Hey, free lunch.
Free lunch. And it was honestly like I think about the lunch back then and it was like actually really good.
It wasn't bad.
Compared to what it looks like today.
Yeah.
Jesus, it's like they're eating cardboard today.
You should have seen the free lunch in Samoa.
Was it good?
You don't want to see the free lunch.
Was it like fish or something?
You just like, it was like a conveyor. It was like a line. You just step in, make your food and step out. And there's 3 ladies and it's like,
Was it buffet style?
yeah. And everyone's eating the same shit.
Yeah.
You don't have to pick. You can't pick.
Yeah.
You give what they give you. And it's like jail. It's like,
I was just saying, was that
It's
like prison food?
yeah, it's like jail.
a flop.
Yeah, this lady with a big spoon.
Yeah.
The meanest
Yeah.
motherfucker on the planet.
Yeah.
That if you came in and made noise, no eat, get out. You talk too much. Yeah, get out. Seriously, no joke.
And they're like, "No, please, I want some slop today."
Yeah, seriously. That was free lunch in Samoa. It was crazy.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
But like talking about transportation, like we
Yeah.
took the bus, we walked everywhere.
Yeah.
We
Rode bikes everywhere.
Yeah,
Oh
rode
man,
bikes.
I rode the shit out of my bike.
But like nowadays, like, you know, there's Uber, like, oh, and there's Uber. I think there's a thing called Uber Kids now, where like the kid, like, no, seriously,
there are,
like,
yeah.
because right now, if you don't take that, it's like you have to be 18 or over or
Right.
whatever. And so I'm like, damn, what a life, right? What a life.
I used to bring Donovan lunch.
I know. No,
he
I
goes,
know.
He goes, "Dad, today's Friday.
Yeah.
I get."
Today's Friday, meaning I get to eat fries. And so like on his game days though, I always like either brought him like a nice like big old meatball sandwich from Subway or whatever.
Yeah.
And then, but when I was, you know, working or I had to go see clients and it was right around the time and it was on a Friday and he does not let you forget it was Friday. I would just from my phone, I would Uber Eats and stuff to them. But then his senior year, I guess people were stealing other people's Uber Eats, you know?
No.
Yeah. And then they say no more. They didn't let anybody do it his senior year.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I was the Uber Eats. I guess that's
so
why.
So that's why his senior year, we had to drive him food.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Because they didn't allow you to do that anymore. So anyway, different times, guys.
Way different.
Different times. Okay. So the other thing, speaking of Uber, we used to walk. You had mentioned it earlier. We used to walk to 7-Eleven,
Oh,
right, all the time because they had video games
yeah.
at 7-Eleven, and they had all the snacks and whatever,
Candy.
and Slurpees. That was like
Yeah.
a big deal, right? So like we would walk to 7-Eleven or we would walk to Circle K, like at my grandpa's house, and buy those. Remember those candy cigarettes? They were like with bubblegum cigarettes.
Yeah, you blow it.
You
then
blow it
smoke
and
them.
like powder would come off and it
powdered
looked like
sugar or
smoke.
whatever. Yeah.
Why would they make those for kids? That was my favorite thing. I was like, my grandpa would be like, "What do you want?" And I'm like, "I want the bubblegum cigarettes."
Yeah.
And he'd go, "Okay," and he would buy them for me.
Yeah. You can make the smoke and chew it?
And yeah,
What?
it was like, and it would go like that, and then it would be a big old cloud of smoke,
Yeah.
and then you would just put the whole cigarette in your mouth and eat it.
I know.
Why would they make those for kids? It's so bad.
Yeah.
Right. But then again, we also grew up in an era where like seatbelts were not mandatory. And my dad would smoke real cigarettes in the car with all the windows up and the AC on. And all the kids are in the back going,
No seatbelts.
no seatbelts, and just a cloud of smoke. And we're just
Breathing.
inhaling secondhand smoke. That's how we grew up. So, but, that's how we grew up as like walking to 7-Eleven. The ice cream truck was on rotation, man. And we always knew like, and there wasn't just one ice cream truck.
No.
There was several and they would all
Yeah.
compete. And
Yeah.
then it got to be the point where it was like turf wars. Like,
Yeah.
hey, motherfucker. I remember this one ice cream guy, and it was always at my grandpa's house because my grandpa kind of lived in a sketch neighborhood. And it was always this guy who had like a Jerry curl, and he was like so nice, and all the kids loved him. His name is Leon. We love Leon. And then this other guy came, and he was like, "Hey, motherfucker!" Like they both got out of their ice cream trucks and were gonna like duke it out in front of my grandpa's house. And then my grandpa came out and he was like, "Hey, get the fuck out of my yard!" Because they were like squaring up because the other guy was like, "I'm new. I didn't know this was your turf." And I was like, "Not the ice cream trucks duking it out. What the hell?" But they had everything on those ice cream trucks, man. So we would wait, and my dad would be like, "Go wash the dishes." And I go, "Okay," and I don't do it. Or hey, he's calling me, and I don't hear him because I'm doing something else. But I hear that ice cream truck from like 10 miles away. I'm like, "Who has money?" And then you're tearing in the couches trying to find the ice cream truck's coming. Ice cream truck's coming. You're trying to hurry up, dude. You hear that shit from a mile away.
No. I remember as a kid hearing it all the time, not having money to buy, but wanting to just go out there and see it.
And watch everyone else buy
and then
it.
watch my friends and then just look like, man, look at all those choices. That shit looks good.
Wish I had some
Yeah,
money.
then my friend will buy one, turn around, eating it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, that's good, huh? He goes, yeah, this is so good. And I'm like,
Dude, not
I
me.
want to just slap it out of his hand, you fucker.
If I didn't have money, I'd be like, "Hey man, let me bum a quarter off you," because everything was so fucking cheap back then. Let me bum a quarter off you. And like,
bumming
come on.
money? That was like so big when I was in high
know.
school.
I
In
know.
Samoa, so big.
Yeah, I only did it like when I was in elementary school because when I got to junior high, I was too embarrassed to do it.
Yeah.
Because that's when you're like trying to find out who you are, and like then there's cliques and
Sure.
whatever. But like in elementary school, I had no shame.
Yeah.
No shame. Hey man, let me bum a quarter off you. And then I would do that, and then I see Drew doing it in high school, and I'm like, damn, she is her mother's daughter. Because Drew would walk around and get 25 cents from you, until she had like $5.
Yeah.
And then she'd be like, and Daisy, she would go, "Come on, Daisy, let's go bum money." And she goes,
Yeah.
"No."
Yeah.
And then she goes, "Oh, all of a sudden you want to enjoy the spoils, huh, of my hard work?" And Jason's like, "Please." She's like, "All right." And then she would buy shit for her. But like, I would do that just because I had no money.
Yeah, that was so big when I was in high school. That
Yeah.
was so big. I used to bum quarters off everybody.
And those ice cream trucks came around like literally every half hour. In the summertime, dude, you always had an ice cream truck coming down the street. You know what I mean? But nowadays, you don't even have to leave your goddamn house. There's Uber Eats, there's DoorDash, there's Instacart, there's what's the other one? Postmates.
Yeah.
There's
Just insane.
You can literally buy a car online.
Yeah.
You don't even have to leave your house. Like you can go on Amazon and find a car. Like what the hell?
It's so different.
So different. And that's another thing why I say it's so important for your kids to be out talking to other human beings.
Yeah,
Interaction, take them to the playground, take them to stuff. But anyway, going back to this, like they have all that stuff, Uber Eats, DoorDash. And I see like all these high school kids have their own accounts doing this shit. And I'm like, damn, what a life. Because I know that app is connected to their parents' bank account. and they're over there just doing it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's crazy. And then this is how you know we're old. Because we go, when we travel, like we were in Hawaii, and we're like, oh, let's DoorDash or let's Instacart like groceries or whatever.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, there's a service fee, a travel fee, taxes. There's like tip.
Yeah.
5 fucking things. Just that alone is more than what you wanted to buy. What the hell? And then that's how you know you're old. You're like, I'm not paying that. Let's get in the car. We're going to the store. On principle alone, I'm not paying for this shit. The hell? You know what I mean? That's how you know you're old. This is what you have to look forward to when you get old. So, anyway.
We were just raised different, that's all.
I know.
That's different.
That's why the inside joke on TikTok right now is like, dude, don't fuck with Gen Xers. They don't fuck around.
I think one summer when I was living in Samoa, we were building a house. I don't know if I shared this with you guys before. We were building a house, and it was just me, my dad, and the contractor he hired, and his electrician. I don't know if I shared this with you.
You did.
Before.
The one arms. You already said it on a past episode.
Well, there was a part of building it. We had to build a septic tank, and my dad, one summer, because the house was almost done, we had to get that septic tank done. He was working too at the same time. He said, "Hey, what you're doing today is you're going to dig that septic tank," and he gave me a shovel.
By yourself?
By myself, and I dug that thing all summer. And he would come home. He would come home from work.
Check your work.
Yeah, and then my hands be all bloody, fucked up, and I'm like just dirty. And he'd come looking. It's not deep enough. You gotta go deeper. And I did all right. And then the next day, do it again.
He walks away, and you're like, you motherfucker, fuck you, like the kids in the bathroom. Fuck shit. Yeah. And then he comes like, "What'd you say? Nothing." Nothing. I was just clearing my throat.
Now, kids nowadays, could they do that?
What? Dig a septic tank?
Yeah.
Dude, they can't even go grocery shopping by themselves. I told Donovan, "Hey man, are you okay if I send?" Because he's a new driver, right? So like, "Hey man, this is the beauty of having drivers, you guys. So if you're parents with young kids, oh man, wait till they learn how to drive. It's gonna be like a bittersweet. You're gonna be so worried about them, but also you're like, yes, right?" I said, "Hey man, I'm gonna send you to the store and I'm gonna have you buy a couple things, right?" And he was like. And I'm like, what? Immediately anxiety ridden, like he's gonna have a panic attack. And I'm like, dude, what the hell? He's like, I just don't know. So this is sidebar, but like, we definitely need to tell him, or show him how to do this before we leave for a month on tour. Because what is he gonna do? I'm not Instacarting shit to the house.
He's gonna text his sisters.
I know. Send me some food. But he just like they're not built like us. Dude.
No, it's just different upbringing. That's all.
Yeah. So
I mean,
there's no way they could dig a tank.
No way.
Or a hole.
Yeah, septic tank. That thing was huge too, man.
I can imagine.
I did it all by myself.
That's crazy. Yeah. No wonder you're like how you are. Just kidding. Very hard worker. That's what I meant by that.
That shit builds character.
No, like not even a joke. Like you guys don't know, man. Yeah. Shit. Okay, we have a couple more.
Yeah.
Okay, so in school, what we learned.
Yeah.
You know, your basics. They're kind of the same, right? From then until now, like math, science, English, whatever, right? Yeah. But in our school, in junior high and in high school, they had home economics.
They did. And they had driver's ed.
And they had driver's ed. You didn't have to pay for driver's ed. It was part of the school curriculum.
And they had cars that kids could drive.
And then the cars had brakes on both sides so that the teacher could sit there and brake if they felt it was unsafe or whatever. Yeah. And then they had these simulators that you sit inside. Oh. It was almost like a 3D, you're like pretending you're driving. There's a wheel or steering wheel, whatever. Yeah. Brake where it's literally a simulator. Yeah. Nowadays, you have to pay out the ass for your kid to learn how to drive. And it's mandatory. They have to have behind the wheel training from a legitimate training school. Yeah. Which I think, hey man, if you're going to take this out of the school curriculum, then fuck you. I'm going to teach my kid how to drive and then have him go take the test. Why do you mandate that? Somebody lobbied for that. Some big oil company. I'm like being what do you call it? A conspiracy theorist. Some big oil company owns the driving schools too, or something, because that's bullshit.
It just took away all those programs.
They took it. Okay, so anyway, going back to that, right? So we had crazy cool stuff back when we had music class. I know there's music class, but a lot of schools don't. They took their music programs away when they cut, all that stuff. But
the budget or whatever.
But the one that really stuck to me, I forgot about the driving. Yeah, because I had to take 0 period. Yeah. When I did my driving test at 7 a.m. Can you imagine? I don't get up at 7 in the morning. I get up. I mean, I'm not ready at school at 7.
Right.
School starts at 8 and I'm rolling in at 8:15. That's with a big gulp and a pack of
School
donuts.
starts at 8. I woke up at 7:50.
Yeah. I got there
Enough time to get my big gulp.
Yep. Not even a joke. My big gulp and my white powder donuts. That's it, you know? And so like, but I had to do it. I think it was my sophomore year and I was like dying because I was like, fuck, you know? But we had driver's ed.
Yeah.
But the home economics in junior high was probably one of my favorite classes. That's how I learned how to bake or cook. That's how I don't like to cook or bake, but you know, it is what it is. But I learned how to do all that. I learned how to sew.
Yeah. I was just going to say they had sewing classes in there too.
You know, just shit you might need.
Yeah.
And the kids, like when they were little, the girls were like, how do you know how to sew? Because they would get a hole in their pants or whatever. And I was like, I'm not buying you new pants. Give me those things. While sewing. I'm all, you know? And they were like, wow, you know? Just like life skills.
Yeah.
Like they taught that shit in school. And now what do they teach you? They teach you that we're going to reduce your recess because, you know, fuck playing.
Yeah.
And, you know, social interaction.
Yeah.
And then we're going to make your GPAs really high because you have to or you're not going to get in college.
Yeah.
Or like, you know, they have coding classes and they have like graphic design and they have a lot of technology, which of course, you know, you move forward and whatever.
Things are changing, getting better, faster, blah, blah, blah. Yeah.
But don't take away the fucking basics that these kids are going to need because when Jason and Drew went to college, there was kids that didn't know how to wash their clothes. They don't know how to cook. They don't know how to do shit.
I remember they even taught us how to write a check.
Yeah.
Basic that whole like I think it was an economics class.
That was an econ, yeah.
Yeah, they teach you how to write a check,
how to like good credit, bad credit.
Yeah.
They used to teach you like
balance the checkbook. Yeah, I remember that.
And they don't teach you any of those life skills. You know what they teach you? Geometry. What the fuck you need geometry for unless you're going to be an architect? Like no, seriously. Like how about we bring back just basic life skills classes for these kids? And how about we start them in junior high, even elementary school?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's crazy, man. It's crazy.
I know I shared this story before, but I remember Dason's first year in college, washing clothes, interacting with a fellow student, crying because she didn't know how to wash clothes, which was insane to me. But just that simple task, the simple, basic, like you were saying, I think everyday life task. I think these kids should know how to do it.
This jogged my memory. So when I was in corporate America, we used to do a lot of charity stuff, right? A lot of charity work and whatever. And I remember we held it was like a life course for foster kids, right? And this was for the kids who age out of foster care. And what that means is once you turn 18, you can't be in the system anymore. So you don't have anywhere to live. You don't have any money. You don't have, you know, food. You don't have anything. They basically kick you out and say, figure it out.
It's like you're an adult. Goodbye.
Yeah. That's what the system does. So if you don't get adopted or if you don't, in the day you turn 18, you literally have 6 months from then, and then you have to get kicked out of the system. So this was becoming a big problem because all these kids are out, and then what do? They turn to drugs, selling drugs. They do whatever they can because no one teaches them shit, right? Sure. So there was this one thing that was like a village, and we created this village for all these kids, and they learned how to write checks. They learned how to grocery shop. They learned how to get a job, fill out an application. Then we had all these clothes, like professional clothes, like suits and ties and skirts.
I'm assuming donated.
All donated.
Yeah.
You can go and pick whatever you want and however much you want. Shoes, everything, right? Yeah. To get a job and go to interviews. And we taught them how to interview.
Yeah.
So we did all that stuff. And I'm thinking, if you just teach these kids in fucking school, then we wouldn't have to have shit like this.
I agree.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Including the foster care kids. So anyway, I get really passionate about stuff like that. But I'm like, it's just different.
Yeah.
We learn different things, and then we wonder why everybody's hopped up on meds because they have, mental issues.
Anxiety. Yeah.
It's crazy. And it doesn't have to be like that. So we grew up in a different time, but I just really thought, man, I really love my home economics. And then whatever you baked, you could smell it throughout the whole school.
Yeah.
And then people were going, "Oh, today's bake day. I'm gonna go ask Noel." You know what I did? I started selling my cookies and cakes and shit. I would make like little ones. You know, you make however much you have ingredients for.
It wasn't a whole lot, but it was enough to make it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A dozen cupcakes, whatever.
So the teacher could see it, grade you on it.
Yeah. So here's what I did, right? I would make my stuff, and then I would make my sample one so the teacher could taste it. Oh yeah, okay, and give you critique, right? Yeah. Then I would leave with all my cupcakes, and I'm like, this one's for you because I owe you 50 cents. You want one of these? Okay, 50 cents or whatever. And I was selling my shit. Yeah. And everybody knew today's bake day. Let me go find Noel, because kids were always hungry. Junior high, man. I'm always hustling.
Well, you could smell that shit.
No, I know, and it smelled so good, right? Okay, so then I guess the last one we already kind of talked about at the beginning, but this was my last one when we were talking about liquor, right? Oh. Cisco, Everclear versus...
Let's get into it, man.
Dude, versus White Claw and Fireball. Dude, come on.
Fireball, what's that?
It's whiskey, cinnamon whiskey.
Yeah, the one that tastes like Big Red.
Because it has cinnamon?
Yeah.
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 I just said that.
Well, I was trying to remember the name of the gum. You're too fast for me. Right? I can't recall the name of the gum. I know it's cinnamon, but I'm trying to remember the name of it. I know you just said that, but what about what I'm saying about the big red gum?
Because I don't know what you're saying.
I'm trying to remember. Give me a second.
I know that now. This is what we're talking about. I think fast and he does not. I'm like, what? Sorry, honey.
It's only been a second. Give me a minute.
Come on. No. We don't have time for this.
Yeah, let's get into the liquor, man. It was good memories for me.
Yeah.
You know, but yeah, the experience is way different than I'm sure the experience is now.
Well, let's just take this into, the liquor, but like, did you guys ever, I don't even know if I'm sure you kids do this because I know there was a couple, but like house parties, right? Oh. But we didn't just do house parties. No. People made flyers.
Yeah.
And would say, come to this house party. And then you would have randos show up at your house. I never did it at my house because there was no way I could do that at my house. Yeah. But I always partook in the other people. And then they would pass them out during first period. And then it'd be like, this is in high school, by the way. Actually, we did this also in junior high.
No way.
I never went to any of them, but I remember them passing them out. And it was always like it sounds bad, but it was always the bad kids. The kids who were like, oh, I'm having a house party. On Tuesday. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, do it like a normal person. I do it on Friday, and then maybe you'd have more people. Tuesday, what the hell? Yeah. But it was like, they would pass out flyers.
Sure.
And then there would be like, and we're gonna have a dance off. Then it was like break dancing, and it was like it was the thing. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't know. I doubt they do that. They just go, oh hey, come over, and we're all gonna get fucked up.
Probably.
Right?
Yeah.
So, but yeah, we would do Cisco. We do Everclear. Look up Everclear, you guys. It's literally like turpentine. I'm surprised I even have a throat trying to do that, doing shots of Everclear.
I think my experience with Everclear is it was always mixed with something, some kind of Kool-Aid.
Yeah, like grape Kool-Aid was the best one.
Yeah, like the punch and all that too. Yeah, but that's my experience with that, and it was strong. I couldn't get down with it. It was. I drank a little bit of it, but I was like, man, this is too much. You know?
Did you ever go to a house party and like a shooting spree started?
I've never been, but I know you have.
Yeah. I was just thinking about that. I was like, yeah, I remember one time.
Do you think they still have it nowadays?
I'm sure they do. But you ain't built like us, man. I'm telling you. Until you've been to a house party where shots are fired, like real guns are fired. Yeah. You haven't lived.
Well, I know my brother shared with me one in particular. And they just grabbed the kegs of beer and jumped over the fence and took off.
Everyone, that's the first thing that happens. Everyone grabs their alcohol and their smokes or
whatever they brought.
Everybody's bringing it and they will leave with it. Like, fuck you, I paid money for this shit.
I'm out of here.
Yeah. But then we used to charge at the door.
Yeah.
Do you remember that? Yeah. It was like ladies were free before 9, like a club. Like I'm curious. The people who used to have those parties, I wonder if they became like club promoters.
Seriously,
or club
because
owners.
they did such a good job of promoting the job.
A well-oiled machine. Not all of them, but like the ones we would always go to, well-oiled machine.
And the reason why you went because it was always a good time.
Yeah,
and you always had the alcohol because he said he bought alcohol, right? You just had to pay at the door.
You just had to pay at the door, and it was like $5. Yeah. So, but yeah, you haven't lived life unless you've been at a house party where shots were fired.
Yeah, I don't think I have, but I just remember paying at the door and then having all I can drink because it was a cake.
And then we always had the best DJ.
The music was always fire. Always fire.
Like a full-blown DJ, none of this Apple Mac shit. We're talking on the ones and twos. Like, we're talking the 80s, right? The 80s, the 90s. People were actually on ones and twos. You know what I mean? And they would bring in their fucking milk crates full of records, right? And they'd be like, and now you see the records in like Target. Like, Dace and I cannot go to Target without Dace buying like 5 like vinyls. You know what I mean?
I think it's cool. She likes it.
No, I know. It's super cool. Her collection is very eclectic. So then sometimes I'll see some that I love and I'll buy them for her so that we can listen to them when we go to her house.
I know, because
especially the Christmas albums like Nat King Cole and Mariah Carey. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
it's different now.
it's different.
Everything's on Spotify.
Seriously, the paid Spotify, okay? Dude, there's nothing worse than like going to a party and someone has their surround sound on and then it just breaks and goes, so today there's going to be a 2-for-1 at like Albertson's supermarket. And you're like, bitch, you can't even pay $10 a month for no commercials? Girl, there's nothing that will kill a party faster than that.
You're like, what the fuck is this, Pandora?
Yeah, it's so annoying. Dude, come on. Sign up for the student one that's $5. Jesus Christ. Come on. So anyway, but anything else on the liquor? You said you had other stories.
Yeah, well, I just remember the big party we threw at the house that one day. It was during football season. And your dad was gone for the weekend, and we turned his living room into a breakdancing studio.
I don't know what happened, right? And I knew my dad was going to be gone. This is why, like during high school, I would never have a party at my house because I was too scared.
Yeah.
And then when we got into college, my dad had a girlfriend. Shout out, Bonnie. I don't know if you listen to our podcast, but her house was in Palm Springs. So we knew he was going to be gone.
He would always jam every weekend. Yeah.
So he would leave literally like Thursday afternoon and like party at Noel's house, right? When I was in college. And one time we had this big football party.
I don't know why we had it. We just had it. It was no special occasion.
Yeah, it was.
Right?
I think we won the championship or something.
I can't remember.
It was a big deal.
Because we had a lot of food and we had a lot of drinks.
I know. No, I know.
So I was trying to remember what the special occasion was.
I'm pretty sure it's because if we won that game, we were going to the championships or we won the I forget what it was. But anyway, we go to my house and everybody's having a good time.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden I look out into the front yard and I go, why is all my furniture in the front yard?
Yeah.
My living room was emptied out.
Yeah.
And then people were like,
breakdancing.
Getting ready to go breakdance. Yeah. And then they had paper plates and they were spinning on the rug.
It was... I just remember
it was so fun.
Yeah, I just remember having a blast.
I just remember, and that was the day while you guys were doing that.
Yeah.
I was at the table with all the linemen having a shots contest.
Yeah.
And it was me and Danny Allo.
Yeah.
Rest in love.
Yeah.
Me and Danny Allo left.
Yeah.
We were just he and I, and I was like, and I got him by one. I got him by one. I was like, damn. And mind you, this guy was what?
Huge.
320 pounds lineman, dude. Right?
Yeah.
A big Samoan guy. And I was like, I can do it. My competition prey drive, right?
Yeah.
And then I regretted it. I was drunk for like 3 days, but it was fun. And that's when I got up and I was like, yeah. And I look out the front yard. Why the fuck are our couches and everything out in the front yard? And then I go in there and everybody's in there getting nutty.
Just getting down.
Yeah. It was so fun.
Yeah.
But anyway.
That was back then.
Back then.
Yeah. That was back then.
So share your stories.
Yeah.
If you're older like us, or even if you're a millennial, share your stories because it's a different time right now.
It is definitely a different time. Maybe a little bit similar. Maybe not. It's okay. Please share.
I just think we had just more interaction, human face to face.
Oh, definitely we did.
And I thank God we didn't have social media.
Oh man.
Because then everybody would be on video.
Yeah.
And that would probably not be a good thing because we did some crazy shit back then.
Yeah.
But I can say this. We had more human interaction, more face-to-face, way more relationships than kids do these days, which is sad in and of itself. I love the technology and all the advances.
The advancement, yeah.
But, man, we're missing that. I think we need a full circle, guys. Let's go back to bringing driver's ed back to school and home economics and teaching these kids. And then having more human interaction.
Yeah, those basic skills needs, right?
Yeah.
And then also the human interaction is so huge.
Yeah, so if you're a new parent and you have little ones and you're watching this, do whatever you can to make sure your kids are offline and doing, face-to-face interaction with other kids, you know what I mean? It also teaches them life skills like how to share, how to communicate, how to, they're not just online.
They'll probably tell you, hey, I'm on Twitch and I'm interacting with a bunch of guys online and we're playing this game, and it is good interaction and you are talking to other people, but it's not the same as in person. It's not the same.
And they're not your friends.
No, they're
right? They're acquaintances online, and that's fine. But parents, please heed my warning. Get these kids out, touch some grass, play on the playground, take them to the beach, do all kinds of, if you can, as much as you can, and as little screen time as possible.
Yeah.
But I told you in the last episode, I'm a huge proponent for a TV because it saved my life.
Sure.
You know what I mean? But it's just the internet stuff, the social media stuff, and the kids feel bad about themselves because they see kids, they have this or they look like this a certain way.
Sure.
And it's tough on them, man.
No.
But if they don't have it, they don't know. One of my favorite creators her name is Vidya. Vidya. And I think she's Indian and she has her husband and her 2 kids, and hardly any screen time. Those kids are so funny and so cute. And so look her up. She's so there. I love, it's so wholesome. And that's how we raised our kids. And that's how, if you can, the least amount of screen time you can give them, the better. You know what I mean? So anyway, that was our, compare and contrast from Gen X to how kids are being raised today.
Yeah.
Some of our stories. Chime in the comments and let us know some of your stories.
Yeah.
And I'm sure, because I told you when I talked about the alcohol we used to drink, I got so many DMs and comments on that.
Yeah, and a lot of them were what they used to drink.
Yeah, and it was
which
so
was pretty cool.
Funny. I'm like, I remember that. When you even commented, remember Mickey's? And I was like, not Mickey's.
Mickey's malt liquor.
Yeah. Damn, the green bottle. You got if you know, you know. So anyway, thank you guys for joining us.
Thank you.
Episode 35 is in the books. And we hope to see you guys all on tour.
Yes, yes.
We'll see you guys soon. That's
Thank
it.
you.
Love
Bye-bye.
you guys. Bye.